So at one point, everything will be released except for her on the toe. Okay? So we're going to show it to you to a load position. This is the first way you do this. Okay? Now, as you saw, they went all the way to the top though. I want them to do that every time. So when you're teaching your kids pull-ups and you're teaching them low, don't teach them to full up right here. Go ahead and tell them, I want her to always think double base extension. I want her to go as absolutely high as she can before she drops the elbow, which starts to spin. Because I want them to go up. It's easier, and also ultimately you want to full up to the top, right? I mean, that's the progression. You're going to go low, prep, top. So go ahead and keep using the same technique instead of changing the speed, the distance that they reach. All right? So even though we're going to load, we're going to go as high as possible. So do it one more time. The other thing that you want to exaggerate to your bases, especially this base and your back spot. I want them to be aggressive, going after the feet. Now, do they actually, and I want you to even exaggerate it. So when our back spot's back here, when it releases, how do you visualize it? See how she's turning? I'm going to go get it and bring it back to here. Come out here. Where are you going to reach? So when it goes up, she's going to go get it and bring it back here. Especially for her, if she really does wait, by the time it gets to here, two things are going to happen. First of all, gravity is going to start pulling her, so now she's starting to lean this way if nobody's grabbed this foot yet. And the other thing is, it's going to get out over her head, and it's going to come in a lot faster. So instead, let her go get it and slow it down and keep it at the same level as the other foot. Because she has the other foot, and it's not coming down, especially when you start doing full up to the top. Okay, so that's why we want them to be aggressive and visualize going to get it and bring it back. Now, when they actually do it to that degree? No, but we want them to think that way. Okay, so we'll do it one more time to the low, or just do it right. This is probably the most awkward of the three, actually, is pulling up to a prep. But in a progression, oh, actually, that's never mind. Usually the feet get really wide. Full up to prep. Most people don't full up to prep. They go full up to load, full up to load, full to high. That's usually the progression. But I like to throw the prep in here because it is nice as you're practicing it to keep it under control before you go to the next level. Everything is the same here. What that does help is it does help train her to keep her feet in close. Okay? Any questions on that? Everything else is the same. All right? Grip's the same, driving, reaching, all of that's the same. Okay? All right, pull up to the top. Now, when you pull up to the top, most of the time when you first learn this, you're going to pull up to like a platform type position. Fast. Good. That's actually that is the slowest pull up to the top. Like usually if you go that slow, I would say it would not hit. I mean, it's great. It's under great control. Usually it's a little bit faster than that. That's awesome. Pulling to the top, the one big difference that you're going to have for your top person is she has to be more aggressive at the top because you don't have any more time. Whereas the load and the prep, you have time to finish because you're coming back down. Well, here you're not coming back down. So she has to be aggressive at the top. Okay? But everything else is basically the same. The other thing on all the pull-ups that you need to be aware of and watch your bases is that they will have a tendency to start getting wider. Because as she stands up, she'll stand up here and open her shoulders. So now I've increased the distance from my other base. And the other base, as it starts going here, will look up sometimes. And so now you've widened it. And when they catch it, now you're in arms only, as opposed to up underneath. So the things you want to look for all these pull-ups is bases come in together, okay? And I want the top to go as high as possible before she does any spinning. Because if you start spinning here, has anybody ever worked with your group? You start spinning here and it ends up over there. That means she started right out of the load position. Then when they applied the force pitched her the way she was leaning, which was this way. I want, when the force is initially applied, I still want to be here, so I go up. Then she'll feel the main base drop the elbow, which starts the turn. And when she feels that, then she spins. Okay, so there should be a stall for her. Any questions on those?